Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. This video is gonna be all about a model. You may have seen her real and raw Instagram post from breastfeeding to her postpartum body. I'm talking about Ashley Graham. But in this video, I want to talk about Ashley's home birth. She shared in a video on her YouTube channel called Pretty Big Deal. If you don't know who Ashley Graham is, she's a model. Ashley Graham is an American model married to Justin Irvin and has one book called A New Model: What Confidence, Beauty, and Power Look Like. Ashley is also a producer and an actress. She's been in things like with Cardi B, Girls Like You, and more. To me, she's known for her body positivity. I think I first saw that Ashley had a home birth on Instagram. I found an article on Romper.com all about Ashley's home birth. And from that, I saw that Ashley had posted a video on her own YouTube channel talking a little bit about her birth and her home birth. In Ashley's video, she has her husband there with her, Justin Irvin. Ashley talks about their Vogue cover, which they did when she was pregnant, solicited advice, making pregnant friends, and her partner making dad friends, evolving and carrying a new life. They talked about support and epigenetics. Ashley also asked her husband about pregnancy, which isn't done often. We just ask, pregnant moms, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And no one really asks the father how they're doing or how they're feeling about everything that's happening. I mean, like a huge life event is happening. So I love that Ashley got on Justin's level and let him share some of that. We just assume that men don't have feelings for some reason. I think there's a lot of jokes on social media and just everyday life where men are disgusted by birth. They don't care.
Something. What, you do? You do? Oh my God!
Both grandmas told me that their partners weren't allowed to be in the room when they were giving birth. And I think that's where we got this idea that men don't care about birth. Seeing Justin talk about the birth experience of his son and how his baby looked into his eyes. Seeing my partner talk about how he felt in regards to our birth experience. He told me, I'm so glad that we're at home. I feel like I can do things and help. He was less nervous. He only threw up once, which was awesome because in the hospital with my first baby, he threw up for like 30 hours. I think it's important to realize that men have feelings. They have feelings about their babies being born. They can care about birth too. And then Ashley went on to talk about birth. The article from Romper.com also mentions this. Before going into the technicalities of Isaac's birth, Graham touched on how childbirth made her feel. I have to say that now that I gave birth and I did it naturally and I felt everything, I feel like there's nothing I can't do. Graham began, like there's nothing that could come my way and that's like, oh, that's too hard, I can't handle that. Graham got down to the nitty-gritty of her experience bringing Isaac into the world. I went through laboring 6 hours naturally, she said. At that point, Irvin added, yeah, be specific. You had a completely natural childbirth at home. At home, Graham exclaimed before pointing to a spot across the room and saying, right there in a big old pool. But their white furniture is still white. She said she feels like there's nothing that she can't do. A few videos ago, I shared me reacting to my home birth. At the end of the video, I shared that I'm a very insecure person and giving birth at home made me feel so powerful and secure in myself. I kept telling myself after that I could do anything. They talked a little bit about how everything was still white no matter her giving birth at home, which is true. Midwives clean up things so fast. And you don't give birth all over your house and spray it everywhere. No, you give birth wherever you are, which could be in a bathtub, a birth pool, it could be on your bed. You have a land birth. Midwives often have Chuck's pads, or maybe you put a tarp down or something like that. Birth is cleaned up very quickly. Ashley and her husband also shared having anxiety at the hospital versus at home, being comfortable in your own home. In the video, she said that her contractions started one morning and her husband Justin heard her moaning, and this was a different kind of moan. And if you know anything about birth, you know that birthy moans are different than other kind of moans. Sometimes they can sound very similar, but you know what I mean. When you're in labor, it's different than just like an ugh. It's like, you know, the moan. So after that, they were eating pancakes and Ashley was still contracting and she would eat and then be like uncomfortable and then eat again, and she was still joking and laughing and being her normal self in between her contractions. So she knew that she wasn't close yet, which is very smart. She also went to yoga, which I think is awesome because I tried to spend my day in labor treating it as normal as I could until the big event happened, as long as I wasn't exhausted. Her water actually broke while she was doing yoga. I want to let you all in on a little secret. Your water breaking isn't like it is in the movies. It's portrayed to be this geyser shooting out of your vagina. Whenever your water breaks, it's more like a pop, and Ashley describes that she could hear and feel that pop in her body, which is so cool. It's like a pop. A lot of people describe it as a pop and then a trickle and gush. Her water broke on her yoga mat, and she asked everyone if they smelled the musty smell because that's what broken waters smell like. Her midwife tells her to kind of walk sideways up the stairs because it opens you up. It opens your hips and pelvis up, which helps your baby get into a more optimal position and gets you ready for birth. So she goes up the stairs like that. Ashley explains that it was her, a midwife, a doula, and her husband in a birth pool. So for 6 hours, Ashley labored. She says that she was screaming. It's okay to scream. I want you to know that. She talks about how she's pushing. Her husband was like, I see the baby's head. And I think that whether your hand is on your baby's head, feeling of your baby's hair, or someone just acknowledges that your baby's head's coming out, that gives you that last bit of motivation that you need to birth your baby. She was able to feel her baby's head in between her legs. They discuss the Ring of Fire and joke a little bit about the Johnny Cash song, which I sing every time I talk about the Ring of Fire. I sing that in my head. I swear I want to compile births together with that song in the background. And there is Justin's reaction. Justin talks about the moment where him and his son first look at each other in the eyes, and he feels as though his son recognized him. So Ashley and Justin introduce their baby and share their birth experience. I understand that home birth is not for everyone. I do not think that everyone should attempt a home birth. I think that where you give birth should be where you feel most comfortable, where you feel safe and empowered. I understand that birth also doesn't always go to plan. But I think that it's important to talk about these options and choices that we might have, and to explore them a little bit, and to share other people's birth stories and journeys through parenthood and motherhood and fatherhood. I like to share these things. I like that Justin even sought out a dad group where he could make dad friends, and Ashley found mom friends while she was pregnant, because parenthood's isolating whether you're a mother or a father. I feel like a lot of dads kind of afraid to make friends, and it sucks. It's kind of like that for moms. It's scary to make new friends, and I love how open Ashley and her husband are with sharing how they feel. I love that Ashley shows us her postpartum underwear, diaper, and her diaper changing the babies. I love how real they are. If you want to hear their journey through parenting and their birth story, I strongly suggest you head over to Ashley's page, which I'll link everything in the description below, as well as read the Romper article. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you'd like, and I'll see you next time. Justin and Ashley inspired me to reach out and share photos of the wide range of emotions that dads and partners might experience during childbirth. I want to show that dads are obviously human and can be a part of this experience. They may never be able to feel what those of us who are giving birth feel, but they can relate to other partners and dads, from tears of joy to the empathy that they might feel for you from watching you go through labor. Dads can be there for you and tired, and they can smile and laugh out of pure happiness. To the tears of looking into their baby's eyes for the very first time and watching you do such important work. I want all parents to know that despite the different things that we feel and go through, someone out there understands, and you aren't alone in your feelings. Birth can be family-oriented. It's okay to cry, laugh, or be tired. This is realistic. Dads and partners, your feelings are valid.